Up next on UBC, brought to you by Airtel, the smartphone network.
Hello there and welcome to News Tonight here on UBC TV. First though, let's have a look at our top stories. Human rights boss Medi Kagwa is dead. Security blow up suspicious gas cylinder. Moyo and Obonji district boundaries clarified. And in sports, 8th draw of the Formula 1 conducted. Hello there and welcome once again on Sign Language. It is Mugalu Mohammed and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanankoma. Now we begin this bulletin with some rather sad news where the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Medi Kagwa, has died. Kagwa passed away this Wednesday morning at Case Clinic Hospital, Nakasero, where he was rushed after an accident around Mulago Hospital.
The chairman, Uganda Human Rights Commission, Medi Kagwa, is dead. Medi Sozi Kagwa collapsed in his official vehicle on his way to office. Rescuers found Medi Kagwa leaning unconsciously against his steering wheel around Mulago Hospital.
What we want to find out is what is the cause of the death. We must get answers as to what happened.
Eyewitnesses say the Medi Kagwa's vehicle rammed into a car ahead of him before suddenly coming to a halt and locking him in. A few minutes later, eyewitnesses broke into Kagwa's vehicle for his rescue, was found trembling and rushed to Case Clinic. The medical director, Case Hospital, Dr. Patrick Kalika, pronounced Medi Kagwa dead a few hours after he was put in intensive care unit.
He was brought in to Case Hospital and rushed directly to the intensive care unit. While still unresponsive and still on basic life support, but no vital signs or signs of life were detected on arrival. The intensive care team at Case took over and started advanced life support, which included CPR, intubations, adrenaline was given, and all the other modalities of the advanced life support, with no return of vital signs of life, and was declared dead at 9 a.m.
According to Dr. Kalika, the late Kagwa's family confirmed he was on hypertension treatment.
But tukakasiza nti abadde mulwadde wa pressure naye nga ali ku ddagala. Mukama amuwe ekiwummulo eky'emirembe.
Kawempe North Member of Parliament Latif Sebagala and former Member of Parliament Alice Alaso said Kagwa has died at a critical time.
He has been the chairperson of Human Rights Commission. The work he has executed with a lot of courage. As a member on Human Rights Committee, we have interacted with him.
I can imagine what a year we shall have when the human rights abusers in this country notice that even the one voice of reason that was there has also gone silent.
Only Tuesday, he took part in a mock exercise ahead of today's 30th anniversary of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, to which Uganda is a signatory. He had Mastula Nasaka occupy his seat as chair of the commission after she was given the opportunity to take decisions in running the office at the agency's headquarters in Kampala. Prior to becoming Uganda Human Rights Commission chairperson, Kagwa served as East African Legislative Assembly MP for
And in a related development, Uganda's members of parliament have joined a host of other Ugandans to condole with the family of human rights icon Dr. Medi Kagwa. Now, Kagwa, who is reported to have fainted on his way to work, was pronounced dead on Wednesday morning at Case Hospital in Kampala. Members of parliament have described him as a neutral human rights activist. Henry Okrot reports.
Human rights and freedoms were his other names.
If I shoot you at the head, is that apprehending you, as we call it in law? But when I shoot the leg, they say the man was apprehending a suspect. If I shoot you in the back and you say somebody was taking my gun, of course everybody will say that's a lie.
Dr. Medi Kagwa is a household name that became synonymous with human rights in Uganda. He was at the helm of the Uganda Human Rights Commission for years.
As a member of the Constituent Assembly, I think he was so pertinent on issues of fundamental rights, and that is what earned him to become the chair of Human Rights Commission. In his work, he worked very hard, and we worked together with him. As a committee of human rights, we worked very closely with him. He was very courageous.
Dr. Kagwa was a committed brand who died in line of duty as he cruised his way for an early morning child rights engagement at UNICEF on Wednesday.
At first, when he collapsed, as they were taking him to Case Hospital, the office quickly sent in somebody to come and step in for him. Little did we know that the situation was already out of hand, only to confirm at the end of the panel of discussion that the Honorable had breathed his last, and we're all in shock.
The media roundtable discussion was centered on Uganda's talk of 30 years of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child.
Are you all my person?
Unfortunately, he could not reach as the cruel teeth of the angel of death cut his journey short.
For us as a country, this is a big loss, because Honorable Medi Kagwa, over time, as a member of parliament, as the CA delegate for Kawempe South, he had accumulated a lot of experience, right from the lawmaking to also ensuring that the law is implemented, particularly on the human rights side.
His human rights record is also seen in his service as a commissioner and special rapporteur on prisons and conditions of detention. This role he played at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, as well as commissioner of the OIC Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission. His death has shocked many, including former minister and member of parliament, Aggrey Awori, who seized the opportunity to tell of people who wish him also dead.
We were with him in the 6th Parliament as a member of Parliament, and he did extremely well. He has performed his duty as a chairman of the Human Rights Commission in fairness to everybody, although some people thought He was a little bit soft on the government side, but I still believe he was being fair. May his soul rest in peace.
I remember attending a workshop where they presented, where his commission presented the work plans, the activities they are doing in the country, and it was really great work that they have been doing, Dr. Kwagwa has been doing in this country, in the sector of human rights. So we are going to miss him a lot.
In his late 60s, Kagwa held a Master of Laws degree from National University of Ireland and a diploma in legal practice from Law Development Center. He was also a Bachelor of Laws graduate from Makerere University of Uganda.
Unlike many of the other observers, the UHRC accredited staff will also be able to reach anywhere in the country since our mandate is national.
A legal practitioner with nearly 30 years of experience, he was a promoter of constitutionalism, good governance, rule of law, and respect for human rights. At the time of his death, he was married with 5 children. Henry Okurut, UBC.
And may the soul of Medi Kagwa rest in eternal bliss. Now to other news. A Uganda police bomb squad in Kampala has detonated a gas cylinder which was suspected to be a bomb device. The Director of Science, Andrew Mubiru, says that they are to regulate dealers of gas cylinders after thorough investigation surrounding the device that has been detonated.
What is critical is for everybody to understand that whereas it is possible to make this acetylene gas in situ, just like we have seen with our colleagues who are welding using calcium carbide and water, it is also not proper that they just use it recklessly without proper guidance. So we are going to go back and study the situation and be able to guide the people better on how to operate this kind of a business without endangering the lives that are nearby. Our caution right now is for the people who are dealing in this business to be extremely cautious when they are handling the cylinders on 2 occasions. One, first of all, they don't have sufficient knowledge to use the calcium carbide stones in this work because they don't know the quantities they can use in this particular cylinder because these cylinders have a maximum capacity. Secondly, they cannot determine the age of the cylinders they are using. So if you exceed the capacity of the cylinder and also you exceed the usable age of the cylinder, you are likely to have a situation like this. In other situations, it has become fatal, so we need to avoid this. And we call upon the public to report to the police any situation of this nature at the earliest. In fact, all community leaders are called upon to immediately surveil their areas so that this artisanal work which is being done using these gas cylinders is reviewed immediately to remove those cylinders or those people who are conducting this business in such a manner that will be legal.
Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has shown concern of implementing laws governing suspects with severe offences. Mr. Museveni said this basing on the case of Wamala Asudu, a director at Wamala Mixed Secondary School in Impigi District, who was released on bail immediately after being charged with defilement.
Has been defiling children.
The director of Wamala Mixed Secondary School, Wamala Asudu, who was charged of defiling students at his school, released on bail of 200,000 shillings by the presiding magistrate, Mourinho. Following this story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni accused the presiding magistrate and the police of releasing Wamala Asudu despite the grave offences. Basing on this, he promised to get involved in this matter.
That a school director has been defiling children. But I'm going to enter that issue now. Who gave him the bail in the first place? And who gave him was it police bond or was it bail? If it was bail, we shall go for the one who gave him bail.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni says there is a need to make these laws effective, most especially in criminal matters such as terrorism, rape and defilement, among others.
So, since you have got these strict laws, Just implement them. Say, no, and the cases you should concentrate on are homicide, rape, robbery, terrorism, but also village thefts. Those village thefts can discourage people from production. Because when I came from the bush, one of the first things I did was to strengthen the laws, like the law against defilement.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said this while addressing police at Naguru Police Headquarters yesterday. Parents of these students have appreciated the president's concern in this matter, and they have this to say.
Nange kale ffe tuli basanyufu nnyo okubanga president ayingidde mu nsonga zaffe.
Abaana abo abamu babasirisa babagamba basirike baleme kwogera bintu byonna.
Students who are now victims in the said case have appealed to the president to help other students who were defiled by the director, though they were refused to speak out.
President mwebaza nnyo okuyingira mu nsonga zaffe kuba muzadde wange bamugana n'okugulawo omusango. Naye nze tayinza kunnyamba nzekka, waliyo abaana abalala abasigalayo ku ssomero nga babagaana okwogera era nga baasirika. Kati mbadde nsaba abaana oba abafune ayogere ne bazadde baabwe.
Amina Mamonde Deborah, UBC.
Now, Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRA, has started construction works on the Kazinga Channel Bridge that connects Kasese district and Greater Bushenyi. The Kazinga Channel Bridge had been damaged and UNRA had stopped heavy trucks and buses from using it. And of course, this follows the current and ongoing heavy rains that have hit the country. Take a look.
The users of Kazinga Channel Bridge that connects Kasese district to Greater Bushenyi will soon get relief following the start of construction works on the bridge by Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRA. Heavy trucks and buses have not been using the bridge ever since it was reported damaged. Kasese district leadership has commended UNRA for the intervention, saying people have been living in panic following the damage on the bridge. Kato Hussein, the LC1 chairperson for Kasubi Zone in Katunguru Parish in Kasese District, noted that although works have commenced, they still have a challenge of accessing food from Rubirizi since they have been using heavy trucks to transport food. He therefore called on government to speed up the construction.
Isima government abo kutuyamba ekizibu ky'olutindo
I thank government for showing interest in working on the bridge. They should work on it immediately because it connects us to Katunguru, where we get our food.
However, students who were on the study tour faced it rough after walking a long distance from Rubirizi district heading to Kasese since the vehicle they were traveling in was not allowed to cross the bridge.
We left our coasters behind. We started walking from the coaster. It's like 1 kilometer from the coaster to reach the bridge. So we are heading to Queen Elizabeth.
Adiana Kuti and Moses Mtabali, UBC.
Now, Obongi County Member of Parliament Hassan Kabs Fungaru has urged Moyo district leaders to respect boundaries of the newly created district of Obongi. Now, the call comes following confirmation from Ministry of Local Government affirming boundaries between the two districts of Moyo and Obongi. Now, Fungaru's assertion follows recent media reports of him being summoned by police over arson that he allegedly committed in Palorinya sub-county.
Here is a matter of great importance.
When Uganda's 9th Parliament approved creation of 23 new districts in a phased manner, Obongi was carved out of Moyo in July this year. This, unfortunately, is something that has not been smooth to the extent that the Mother Ministry of Local Government has learnt of it.
Whereas vehicles and assets are supposed, movable assets are supposed to be shared by the mother and the new district. Up to today, Moyo district local government has not accepted the sharing of assets. They have not given Obongi even a single asset like a vehicle or motorcycle. The chairperson L5 of Obongi, the cow of Obongi, they just move on foot or use whatever they could get around from within.
This signature, belonging to Local Government Minister Kanotom Butime, was appended on November 19th, 2019, to clarify on which sub-county belongs where, between Moyo and the recently created district of Obongi. In the clarification, the letter quotes the Thursday 3rd September 2015 resolution of Parliament that created 23 new districts, including Obongi out of Moyo. The letter further reads, and I quote, "It therefore follows the geographical boundaries of the former Obongi County from the boundaries of the new Obongi District local government." This is the implication of this statement.
In this regard, by virtue of the fact that Palorinya sub-county was part of Itula sub-county, which formed part of the former Obongi County, becomes part of the new Obongi District local government. Palorinya becomes part of the Obongi District local government. If the people of Palorinya sub-county wish to belong to another district, there is a process to be followed to change the boundaries of a district.
So, if one was to ask what the bone of contention is, what would be the answer? It is reportedly linked to fighting for funds meant for refugees living in Palorinya settlement. A letter from Ministry of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees affirms channeling of about 19 billion shillings to Obongi as a district that hosts about 120,000 refugees in Palorinya sub-county.
The fight is for refugees to be in Moyo so that Moyo will have the license to get the money.
As to whether leaders of Moyo district will heed to the November 18th, 2019 clarification letter from Ministry of Local Government is another question. What is also not clear is whether there are criminal summons against Fugare over arson committed in Palorinya, as recently reported by one of the daily newspapers. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry, for that report there. And it's coming to 21 minutes after 10. We'll now take a short break, but we'll return with much more. Do stay with us.
Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legends Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujje tuyingira amazaalibwa nga abato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Muleete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjobe. Proudly sponsored by Legends Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oba oyagala omwana okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
Welcome to Fast First, where today we're talking about bride price and how it is a threat to women's progress. And I want us to get straight into it. Is bride price a prestigious thing here in Karamoja?
It is something that is done culturally. That when you're getting married, it's not your husband to pay you, it's the clan.
I believe that when you get married, it is a prestige and it is a pride for you, the family, and even you, the girl who is getting married.
Okay.
So we have strong beliefs in marriage. Marriage is good bonding. Marriage is security itself. Security to the clan, security to the tribe, security to
the lady.
To the lady. Because the idea of thinking she has been brought for punishment, it's not true.
Welcome back. Now, construction of Musita Mayuge Lumino Majanji Busia Road in the eastern region is near completion. Now, the road that is over 95% complete has started attracting traffic and easing transportation of goods. Now, a team from the Manifesto Implementation Unit of State House inspected the road. Banadiga reports.
The long-awaited road connecting Musita and Mayuge Lumino Majanji to Busia is nearing completion. It is an alternative route connecting Musita Trading Center on Jinja-Iganga Highway to Busia Town on the Uganda-Kenya border through Mayuge District. A total of 103 out of 104 kilometers, amounting to over 95% of the roadworks, is complete.
From Maram to bitumen standards, the standards which you see. This part where we stand is a complete section with whatever is required.
The 104-kilometer road serves as a major link between 4 districts of Busia, Namayingo, Bujiri, and Mayuge that has over the past been paralyzed by a poor road network.
Diverts, it's called diverted traffic, diverts from the original path and takes this route. And already there are signs that trailers, which never used to pass here, are now passing here, carrying all sorts of goods from Kenya, from the neighboring country.
The road is a pledge made by President Yoweri Museveni during campaigns, and its completion comes after 15 years of waiting.
There will be a good free access to the market in terms of transportation of our produce. As you know, Mayuge is an agricultural district.
The resident district commissioner for Mayuge, Shiraku James, led a team from the Manifesto Implementation Unit of the State House, who were impressed by the progress on the 206 billion project, fully funded by government of Uganda.
And you can see the developments along the road already. You know, all that is the development brought by infrastructure decisions. So that's a tick. Technically, I think the job is very, very, very good, and I'm very happy about it. But I'm disappointed that the 1 kilometer has not been available to the contractor yet because of compensation. So I think somebody somewhere has got to speed up the process so the contractor can be given the place and he finishes in time. I think that's the most important thing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the past 5 financial years, Uganda has been pushing for rapid transport and energy infrastructure development to fast-track its economic development. The State House Manifesto Implementation Team also inspected the stalled upgrade of Kusala Health Center 2 to Health Center 3 in Mayuge District.
And this building was started in March this year, but it has stood somehow because of some, I think, financial issues, which also I don't know.
Construction works by Green Hat Uganda Limited stalled after money was returned to the consolidated fund.
The contractor stalled a bit because of lack of funds. Because at the end of the financial year, the money was returned to the consolidated fund, but it has been pushed back to the district, and we have paid him. He's starting work in time next week. Yeah, we expect the facility to be completed around February next year.
The manifesto implementation of the State House team continues its oversight visit in Busoga region to track the progress of the NRA manifesto implementation. Bernard Higa, UBC TV, Busoga.
From Busoga, we go to Kabarole, where the Kabarole Research and Resource Center has engaged with some members of health and education parliamentary committees with whom they shared citizens' insight in their participation in the local development process. Now, the center aims at increasing government's capacity to respond to the citizens' demand. Now, this meeting was held at Golf Course Hotel here in Kampala, as we hear in this report.
Kabarole Research and Resource Center has this Wednesday shared their recent research finding with members of parliament on health and education committees. The meeting held at Golf Course Hotel Kampala also attracted leaders from Kienjojo, Bondibujo, Kabarole, Bunyangabo and Kasese.
An issue came up very strongly about demand for services by citizens, and it was put at 91% that 91% of the citizens can demand for services.
The chairperson Rwenzori Parliamentary Forum, Alex Ruhunda, pledged more support to the region's development with community participation.
Improve on our budgeting processes, to improve on our legislation, to improve on the number of policies that are run in health and education.
The Deputy Director, Kabarole Research and Resource Center, Mohammed Ahmad Sharif, presented findings about youth, women and men participation in governance. He said some women do not participate in these platforms despite their importance.
Is that they are not involved in the program design. These programs are more like top-down, and sometimes they don't know where their priorities are. And even the processes are not very clear. They are not even prepared to access these resources.
The head of governance and policy at Kabarole Research and Resource Center, Patrick Muzunduchi, said the intervention by the Voice Project had led to the improvement of health and education standards in the Rwenzori sub-region. Kabarole Research and Resource Center has been at the forefront of reawakening citizens by making them aware of their responsibilities for local development projects.
CIDA is to have a good methodology of what we call a project research design, and we have to have a very good sample to make sure that it's a representative of the community. For this study in particular, we considered 512 participants who were supposed to be involved in our study.
The breakfast meeting was closed by the woman member of parliament, Chenjojo district, Seperanza Baguma, who also called for citizens' participation for community development. Lydia Chomokama and Helen Babra compiled this report.
Now, the National Water and Sewerage Corporation is to boost water supply in Kampala metropolitan area. The contract to effect supervision, rehabilitation, restructuring and extension works of the Kampala water supply project in Katosi has been signed.
Kampala, Wakisani Mukono district's population is expected to hit a record of 30 million people by 2050. It is for this reason that National Water and Sewage Corporation has embarked on provisions of more water supply and sewage services to Ugandans by setting up a multi-billion water reservoir at Katosi in Mukono district.
We think that eventually the works we are going to design will be in the range of 80 to 90 million euros, including all the compensation, all the relocation of services. But the most important thing is do your work very well so that we have a more accurate cost that we can work with. The contract has some penalties if you don't do your work well. And I'm told you were a bit hesitant. Every human being does not want to be penalized when he doesn't do his work well. But I thought this should be, you should like that. If you don't do your work well, you should be penalized. What people are designing now is also for future what? For future population. So that when you want to operate Katosi fully, you should be able to have a sufficient evacuation system to take the water.
This was at a ceremony where National Water and Sewage Corporation was signing contract with HP Gulf Engineer in association with Atalia EAU that is mandated to prepare detailed designs, tendering and work supervision for the rehabilitation, restructuring and extension of Kampala Metropolitan Water Supply Project. The 4-year exercise is projected to cost Uganda 94 million euros, with value for money emphasized.
Penalties. We are not afraid of penalties. We are always dedicated to do our work well. What we were a bit skeptical about is that there are many elements in a project of this magnitude which are beyond our control. Yeah. So that is why we absolutely take our responsibility and the risk when it is on our side and where we are in control.
I'm Robert Onyango, UBC News, Kampala.
Still with matters pertaining to safe water. Now, a number of villages in Namayingo district are water stressed and might soon be hit by cholera and typhoid. Residents of Simba village in Mutumba sub-county claim that they share their only water source with livestock.
A number of villages in Namayingo district are water stressed and might soon be hit by cholera and typhoid. Residents of Simasa village in Mutumba sub-county claim they share the only water source they have with livestock. A health worker on Ngoma Hosea says that they are getting reports of
ngabwe gali amabi nnyo kirabikanga endwadde ejja kutukwata n'enyingi eya kolera wano ku kitundu kyaffe ate abantu tuli wano bangi ku tawuni eno bantu bangi abaana abato abakulu kale tawuni erabikanga erimu abantu bangi etuyambeku etuwe amaadhi welega tampu ag'emidumo nagasobola wano kulwokuba amaadhi gali wansi eno ifwe etawuni eriko waigulu katono.
Wandera Julius, a water dealer, says that most of the customers are complaining about the status of water in the area, and as such they have refused to buy.
ate waba abane nga bomutwalira amaadi gana bakayenga kale ngenze w'amaadi mbatifuna bagenda amaadi gano gabira beeyi anusu 2.
Bwire Stephen, the chairman of Simasa village, admits that there is a water problem in the area.
Byamaadi kubanga nga wano nga boli kubonawo ente dinwawo bona basena nga boli kubona abavwamu n'ebidomolo batyo baleeta ripoti mpega n'ebiseera ebindi engoyi nayo neida atambulira kumpi awo yabazindula balumuka abandi bagwa baleka n'ebidomolo bicho edo n'embera litutambuliramu twenda obuyambo kuba mu government etwirukire kubanga twena tuli bana Uganda
Liaka Jen, a clinical worker in Simasa Trading Center, says that they are already receiving cases of typhoid and cholera in the affected sub-counties.
Stomach pain, headache,
tuzira kyakola mpega nero sibiriwe ebizibu bindi by'amaani byetasobola akola kati tusabye obuyambi
betulonda aba government tibatuleetera baida mu campaign we bakoba tuli baleetera ebintu kabiri we bituuka tibatuleetera we babitaku
bange bahalwala munonda osesende nyingi hulwa machi kano.
This weekend on UBC.
My name is Nkaiv Hannington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2. Congratulations, Hannington! I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the 3rd season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host Gaetano and I, and special new host Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF,
a better life. This weekend on UBC.
Vivian, my name is Carol. Hammam Spa. I'm going to do your facial. It will leave you glowing, looking nice and refreshed. We are going to start with cleansing your skin.
There are those people who just want to relax and be pampered. A facial is essentially a multi-step skin treatment that is one of the best ways to take care of your skin. A facial cleanses, exfoliates, and nourishes the skin.
Brought to you by
Hammam Spa and Salon is located at Fairway Hotel. For bookings, contact us on 0414-671-775 or 0701-323-212. Hammam Spa and Salon, drift to serenity.
Welcome back. Let's now have a look at business news. And the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has maintained its stand in the controversial Simba Highway Public Bridge under construction. Now, UBC TV today visited construction works that have been making news on social media as 24 billion shillings has been swindled off the $567 million project.
This is the Simba Highway Public Bridge under construction by the China International Water and Electric Corporation and is supervised by Uganda National Roads Authority. Via Negai, the project manager we found at the site, says 17% of the works has been completed and not 20% as previously stated by some government officials.
No, up to now it's 70% because we just started work since August. The physical work, August. We have only passed 3 months.
Given that we started in July, 17% is good because the schedule is to hand over this road and bridge to government in December of 2020.
The Simba Highway Bridge is part of the $567 million engineering, procurement and construction project that has so far seen the commissioning of the 183 megawatts power dam. Due to security reasons, the proposed public bridge was diverted 500 meters away from the main dam to avoid future consequences. This has accordingly led to its delay.
Because if each time you are passing you are checked, it cannot be a public bridge. So we said no, forget about this bridge. It will be there for your own internal use for maintenance of the power station, but supply a public bridge according to the contract.
In this location there will be 2 bridges separated by this cover island. We also have got the access roads here. We are already progressing on them. These bridges are designed for a lifespan of 100 years.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has maintained its stand, refuting claims by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, that 24 billion shillings was swindled.
Ordinarily, if there was such a problem, I would have been asked before hearing it from you people. But I heard it from you people, so I was just surprised. Because this bridge cost much more than 24 million, as you can see it.
The proposed public bridge is meant to connect Kayunga district to Kuva Island and then to Kamuli district and is expected to be complete by December 2020.
So we have really confirmed that work is going on, and we have confirmed from the contractor and from the minister that funding is available. We don't need any new resources in the budget.
Daniel Mugoya reporting.
Thanks, Daniel, for that report there. Now, the Electricity Regulatory Authority, in collaboration with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, has launched a campaign to increase the use of trained and certified electricians. Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Irene Muloney, is optimistic that the campaign will reduce electricity-related accidents such as fires.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Irene Muloney, launched the campaign codenamed Powercouple, which aims at promoting the use of trained and certified electricians. The Powercouple campaign will see more electricians trained and certified by the Electricity Regulatory Authority.
Youths who have been giving a cheap service but very dangerous to you to acquire the necessary skills to be certified so that they do quality work to ensure that life and property of people are guaranteed.
This campaign also aims at increasing power connectivity and consumption. Uganda currently produces 1,253 megawatts of electricity from different sources, with hydropower being the major one.
And so these industrial parks across the country are going to help consume this electricity that we now have in excess. And further to that, by extending it throughout the country using the rural electrification, where we are now, a project is going to get to sub-counties, coupled with the initiative of the free connection policy.
According to Uganda Electricity Regulatory Authority, the Powercouple campaign will increase public awareness to appreciate the use of certified electricians to promote safety at homes and business premises.
Attract all technicians who have been lacking practical experience, others have been lacking the certification, to come forward and be trained free of charge, be certified free of charge, so that they can support the government agenda of accelerating access to clean energy.
Currently, the country has 2,700 certified electricians, and the aim is to increase the number to 4,000 by the end of this financial year. Adiana Kuti, UBC.
Now let's move further afield and we go to Israel, where Israel says it has hit dozens of targets in Syria belonging to the Syrian government and Iranian forces. The Israeli military says the weight scale strikes responded to rockets fired by an Iranian unit into Israel. Now, Syria says 2 civilians died and that Syrian air defenses shot down most of the missiles over Damascus. Other reports say the death toll was higher. Local reports said loud explosions were heard in the capital. Pictures on social media showed a number of fires. Now, the Israeli military also said it held the Syrian regime responsible for the actions that take place in Syrian territory and warned them against allowing further attacks against Israel. Sports news now, and we begin with international football. That is, Tottenham Hotspurs have appointed Jose Mourinho as the new club head coach on a 3-year contract until the end of 2022-2023 season. Now, Spurs sacked manager Mauricio Pochettino Tuesday following a miserable start to the campaign that has seen last season's Champions League finalists slide down the Premier League table. Tottenham sit 14th in England's top flight after picking up 3 wins from their 12 games and were eliminated from the League Cup in September by 4th-tier Colchester United. Mourinho asserted that the quality in the squad and academy excites him to work tirelessly so the club can revive its glory. Formula One now, and 4 lucky Formula One Ugandan fans will have an opportunity to witness the 2019 Formula One Championship, where the world's creme de la creme rally drivers will compete for the podium finish in Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. Now, the draws were conducted by distinguished men and women from different organizations, including Uganda Broadcasting Corporation's Deputy Managing Director, Maurice Mugisha, and Canadian Honorary Vice Consulate Sarah Rubanga, among others. Now, this was witnessed during a media brief at City Oil headquarters on the 6th Street in Industrial Area.
And the winner is Nicholas. He's on 774-117171.
Adina for 2. Thank you, madam, and take your seat.
This time I have the honor to bring the ambassador. He is new. He was very excited about knowing you. And sorry?
Where did we put your director as on the card?
Okay.
The winner is?
The winner is Stephen K.
Stephen K. Congratulations.
Now, we are still experiencing some rain both in Kampala and elsewhere in the country. But to get what's expected tomorrow, let's have the weather forecast with Alitubera Juliet.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to yet another edition of the Weather Report. I'm Alitubera Juliet from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Today, most parts of the country have had showers, and from the rainfall report received by 9 a.m. this morning, it is indicating Jinja with the highest of 34.8 millimeters, Chenjejo with 31.9, Namulonge 25.6 millimeters, whereas Masaka reported 25.2 millimeters. And from the satellite image taken over Africa, it is indicating that we are having low pressure zones over South Africa, and these have pulled the rain belt further south of the continent, also covering our country. We also have southeasterlies from the Indian Ocean, and these have led to the wet activities we are experiencing. For tomorrow morning, we expect thunder showers for areas around the lake and in central Uganda, light rains for some parts in the western and in the lake. Elsewhere, we shall have sunny intervals. Later in the afternoon, we expect thunder showers for most parts of the country, and the maximum temperatures will rise up to 29 degrees centigrade for the Karamoja region. Around the lake, we expect them to go up to 26 degrees centigrade, and for those in southwestern Uganda, we expect them to rise up to 23 degrees centigrade. Elsewhere across the globe, we expect sunny intervals for Nairobi and Dubai at a maximum of 24 in Dubai. Light rains for Paris at a maximum of 9 degrees centigrade, that is really cold. And for New York, we expect sunny conditions. Thank you for keeping us company. Don't hesitate to visit our website as it is well displayed on our screen. Have a blessed night. Meet you tomorrow.
Thanks, Juliet, for preparing us ably for tomorrow's weather. But one thing that gets to mind is, yes, we have this rain and it's abundant. However, we are letting it go to waste. We need to do something that's called rainwater harvesting. So if you're a farmer, you must really take advantage of that other than letting this rainwater to go to waste. Now, let's have a look at our top stories. In our news tonight, human rights boss Medi Kagwa is dead. Security blew up suspicious gas cylinder. Moyo and Obongi district boundaries clarified. And in sports, 8th draw of Formula 1 conducted. It's coming to 7 minutes to 11 p.m. here in the studios of UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. That's the end of our bulletin, but do remember that there are so many other exciting programs coming your way. Our next bulletin in English, of course, will be tomorrow at 8 and 10. Mugalu Muhammad has been on sign language, and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
This weekend on UBC.
Vivian, my name is Carol. I'm Spa. I'm going to do your facial. It will leave you glowing, looking nice and refreshed. You're going to start with cleansing your skin.
There are those people who just want to relax and be pampered. A facial is essentially a multi-step skin treatment that is one of the best ways to take care of your skin. A facial cleanses, exfoliates, and nourishes the skin.
Brought to you by
Hammam Spa and Salon is located at Fairway Hotel. For bookings, contact us on 0414-671-775 or 0701-323-212. Hammam Spa and Salon, drift to serenity.
Hi dear friends, welcome to our program, and we are here together once again to bless you, to show you solutions for your problem. I'm sure that you are here and would like to see testimonies of people that changed their lives. We are preparing our people to climb Mount Sinai. Watch now the testimony of someone that participated in the campaign of Israel and overcame.
At the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God.
I'm called Teddy Nansamba. Before coming to church, I had a lot of problems that was really bothering me, that had even made me develop depression as a disease, and I ended up even withdrawing from the society, because sometimes I would even, actually most of the times, I would love to stay alone, to stay in my room sleeping, because of the things that I was going through that was bothering me a lot. I would get funny rashes on my body, and I was full of scars, so I ended up wearing only long things. I also had a